Well, welcome to the Four Students Podcast.
What's up, guys?
It's me, Ed, and everyone's favorite Kellie. And we're here at EVRYBDY Studios, and they've done like some remodeling, and it's so cool in here.
It's so cool in here.
And they even told us that next time, like, hey, bring some props. So we have this Four Students sign. Maybe we're going to hang. Well, I don't know. We're going to figure something out.
It's going to be cool.
It's going to be really cool to make it look really cool. Mm-hmm. But they can change the light color in here and stuff now. So who knows? But they're doing an incredible job. AJ and Truman and the team, they're like making things awesome and easy for us, as always. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so today is October 1st as we're recording this.
It is.
It's spooky season. And you've got your like cool like camo real tree kind of spooky.
You can't even see me.
I can't. Yeah, you're like just a floating head. We could green screen you. Yeah, so do you get into spooky season?
Yeah, I do. I love spooky season. It's one of my favorite seasons. I feel like, well, my house has been decorated since September 1st.
Wow. For Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, you do get into it, because Jen and I get into it as well. In our house, we always have, but not like that.
But I feel like it just deserves more time. And I feel the same way about Christmas stuff.
It goes so fast.
If you are putting all this stuff and all this effort in, you should be able to have it up for more than a couple of weeks.
8 weeks, not 4.
Right. So that's the primary reason why we do it early. And then the day after Halloween,
November 1st, it just changes to what? Christmas. Boom. Mm-hmm.
It's Thanksgiving for like a day and a half.
Well, no, but I mean, it's interesting. I've heard people talk about this. Like, Thanksgiving is a day. Christmas is a season. Mm-hmm. And so you see Halloween isn't a day. It's a season. Spooky season.
People say that.
No, that's true. I mean, that's so true, because there is a season and it's fun, and the movies and there's music, and there's not Thanksgiving movies, and it's not a season. It really is a day.
If Thanksgiving wants a season, then Thanksgiving can up your game. Come on.
That's fair. Come on, pilgrim it out. Yo,
yeah.
If you want more.
I'm bummed because I wore this in protest mostly.
Okay.
Because it's like 105 degrees outside.
It's still so hot in Charlotte on October 1st.
Like,
we keep waiting for it to be
We did an event this morning, and load in and load out. I was like sweating, but I was
you took
unwilling.
The sweatshirt off and
but I was unwilling to not wear something.
Well, they keep it nice and cool
October
here
1st.
in EVRYBDY Studios. It's so comfortable, climate controlled, so it's nice. It worked great, because we just finished another podcast, and so it's all good.
Out of protest, I will be cozy.
So it's a really busy season for us. As we finish September, we had so many events, I think 9 or 10 events in September. Mm-hmm. We're going to have like over 50 events this school year, which is crazy, because now we're involved with junior classes at a lot of the high schools we partner with. We're now we've done 2 sophomore events at a local school, which is amazing to get in. We did sophomores this morning. They were fantastic. And with Dr. Samantha Martinez, she's so cool. We're going to get her on here. Yeah. I'm going to have her on the podcast and make sure we get to sit and chat with her. She's awesome. And then we have our big fundraising dinner next week on the 8th of October. Mm-hmm. So there's just a lot going on. We were all hanging out, all of our families, last night at my wife's studio down in Waxhaw, painting.
Building backdrops
all together, eating charcuterie, and with rollers and navy paint. So there's just a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
But I'm really excited about what people are about to hear, because this is a student we were trying to figure out that I met, and I think you were around already at that point.
I was, but I mean, teenage boys don't necessarily want to hang out with
yes, that's true. With one of the small group leaders.
So I've known Jaxon. I don't know that he's known me for that long, but
So he's been around. He was part of the student ministry where we met through that, at this non-denominational church here in Charlotte. When I used to lead that, started that. I think I started leading that in 2013 and led it through 2021 for 8 years. But Jaxon showed up at the invitation of a friend, and so we got to know this guy and watched him change and watched his small group of guys get really tight. And it's just a really cool story. Like it is really all over the place, as he kind of is like remembering, like his parents split when he was young, and these stories that he shares of figuring things out and kind of pushing it back against his parents in school at the time. Mm-hmm. But I was genuinely I was just like, wow, the perspective, the wisdom, how much his view has changed as he now looks back on it as a 23-year-old.
Yeah, the awareness is top notch. I was actually really surprised that at his age he can look back to just a couple of years ago and say oh yeah, well, I should be grateful. Like it was, I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear that part of the story because I was shocked at that perspective, impressed.
Yeah, it's funny because we record these and we try and stay as present as possible so that we can just respond to what's being said rather than always trying to plan ahead, think ahead what we're going to say. So when I listen back to these podcasts, I always hear things, even though I was literally sitting there in the room asking the questions. I always hear things and so I'm really looking forward to going back and listening to this one again because it does jump around a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's these beautiful moments where he's saying this stuff, and then we're even realizing like, well, you're 23, your prefrontal cortex is starting to develop, and we talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But this amazing relationship that was strained in high school, as so many of us, our relationships are with our parents, this like kind of coming back and reclaiming to some degree, particularly it sounds like his relationship with his dad.
And initiated by him, it seems like.
Yeah.
Because of a desire to want this like community, this peace back in his family. Yeah.
And a recognition, back to that recognition piece, of the things that his dad provided, even though it was hard to hear when he was in high school.
Yep.
And so I don't know, I was already impressed with him. And so we had him on. I reached out to him and asked him if he'd come on because of this recent health journey that he's on. And so we get into that. But I already loved and liked Jaxon, and I love and like him more.
Yeah, same.
Because it's like so fun to see the man he has become and is becoming. And so
he understands that he's on a journey and that he's just trying to do the next right thing and like keep making himself better.
Yep.
Yeah. He's really, really cool. Has a lot of wisdom.
Cool. Yeah. And it's also interesting because we work with so many college preparatory schools and stuff like that. And, this is like just neither here nor there, but that is a certain type, or the types of students we've had on have been a certain type of student. Yeah. And Jaxon, you're going to see, if you're watching, you're going to see right from the drop, like he doesn't, with his nose piercings and, and his like long hair and metal kind of look, he isn't the student that we've typically had on here or have had on here in the past as far as that part is concerned.
And it's so fun.
And it's like beautiful to watch him articulate this journey that he's been on. And I love it. So you guys are in for a treat. It's an incredible episode. Kick back and listen to the amazing story of Jaxon Brown. So, like, we've known you for a long time.
Yes.
Can you even remember when we met? Because I can't. So I'm hoping you do.
I remember going to the Ridge for the first time. Like, I don't think I'll ever forget that. I remember Nathan telling me like a million times, like, you got to come to this church. You got to come to this church. And I was like, nah. Like,
church, bro.
Church.
I don't need
That's
church.
whack. Yeah. And then I remember coming the first time, and I remember David Sanderlin's sister, Liz, was holding the door open for everybody, and she was just like greeting people. I just remember like being like, what is going on? Like, this is, I don't know.
Yeah, because she has like her dyed hair or whatever.
Yeah, and it was the separate space across the street.
Yeah, it was across the street where it wasn't connected to the main building.
That was a time.
That was a time.
It was an awesome time.
So when would that have been? Do you know even what year that would have been?
I think that was, oh man,
like 15 or 16?
Probably, yeah.
Maybe 9 years ago now, which is crazy.
Yeah. I think it was freshman year.
Okay. Because how old are you now? How long ago was freshman year for you?
I don't want to think about that. I'm 22 now.
22.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah. So it was probably 17. 2017, you showed up at this place, Ridge, where we work together, this church over in Matthews, non-denominational. And I had left teaching. I had started leading that student ministry in 2013. So I had been leading it for 4 years at that point. And then Nathan is a guy that had been going there. His older brother was there. Way back in 2010 when we moved to Charlotte, he was in the youth group back then. And so younger brother, was there, invited you. So how did you know Nathan?
Oh, man. I've known Nathan since, I think it was first grade.
Wow.
But we were like,
I don't think I knew that.
I don't think I knew you guys would.
I knew of him. We were like, we were like frenemies for a while.
Yeah. Were you all at, and you don't need to say the name of the school, but were you all at the school that you graduated from together back then? Okay, crazy. Yeah. Smaller school here in Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
It was interesting.
The drama, the elementary drama.
Me and Nathan were like, we were like the two weird kids. We were like, I was thinking about it on the way over here. It was like, I remember trying so hard to like get in with the cool kids, and then just like, I think it was like 7th or 8th grade. I was like, all right, this is like clearly not working out for me. I'm gonna go hang out with this guy, and then we just.
So what did you bond over? Like, what were the things you were into in middle school that made you and Nathan, and for you to recognize him as like a fellow, quote, weird kid?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing, like, I think the moment like where me and him really became friends was like, we used to play football out on the field, and I can't remember exactly what happened, but like I started like running towards him, and he just like started backpedaling and fell down, and I was like, ah. And then he started laughing too, and I was like, we just like laughed, and then like I think it was either the same week or like it was pretty soon after, I was like playing basketball outside at my house, and then he just like drove past on his bike, and I was like, you're that kid I just ran over on the football field. And then we just like started hanging out, and like we were like super into like knives and swords and stuff. So we would just like we would just like talk about that stuff, and then like go walk through the woods and like cut down trees and like just
what a
random
great childhood.
things.
Dude, I love that. No, that's incredible.
So cool.
Please tell me that when he fell down, there was this moment you both were laughing, and like you stuck out your hand, and he like reached up and grabbed your hand, and you helped him up, and you're like,
that's pretty much exactly what happened.
That's
like,
hilarious.
We were laughing, and I just like picked him up, and then we were just like buddies ever since.
You're weird.
Yeah.
Like me.
I'm weird. I love that.
That is so
much.
funny. Well, it's hilarious because you know Caleb well, and Caleb has been on our podcast before.
Yeah.
He went to the same school just later. He was much younger and was probably there when you guys were there, because I think he was there for a bunch of years too.
Yeah. I think he was there for
one of the years you were still there, maybe your senior year.
It's so confusing with Caleb because he looks so adult. And
yes, he's
like,
always
true.
looked
like
so
3
adult.
years younger than me or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember him being there.
That's funny.
A little bit at least.
That's hilarious.
I love Caleb. I love you, Caleb.
And so then Nathan comes by on his bike. You guys start hanging out, and it seemed like you guys, because Nathan, his older brother, was always into music, had been in several bands, even in high school and all of that. And even when I knew him, he was like 11th grade, 12th grade, maybe 11th grade, and already was just cooler than anyone I knew as far as like it was obvious he didn't care fashion wise. He was just wearing stuff that rock stars wear. Yep. But as an 11th grader, like it would keep me off balance. I was like, this guy's way cool. Like I don't even know really. I don't want to look too nerdy or corny when I talk to you, but you're like a high school junior.
But you're amazing, and I love
you. And he was so talented, and he had that artist mind, and kind of, that allowed him to be so creative and good. And he's incredible at his instrument and confident in his vocals and all that. So this is what Nathan is growing up around. It's funny. We're talking about Nathan so much. We should have Nathan here with you, like sitting next to you.
Besties.
But it's funny. So Nathan grew up watching his older brother not care. And Nathan started getting into music. How quickly were you guys, you're talking swords and knives. How quickly are you talking about music? Or when did that become part of your friendship?
I think I remember... It's so hard to remember now, but like I remember him telling me he played guitar, and he would like show me his guitars, and I was like, all right, I got to get on this.
So you weren't even playing music then? You were just sword knife guy.
I started playing. I don't know. Nathan will probably fact check me on this.
Yeah, it's okay. Nobody knows. Only Nathan.
I think it was freshman year, maybe that summer in between. I started playing.
Okay,
but I was like, I've always been super competitive, so I was like, all right, like I got to be better than this guy. So like,
that's funny.
I got a guitar.
There's the frenemy thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. And I just started playing, and we would talk about music all the time. We were talking about Nirvana and Led Zeppelin like all the time, talking about Jimmy Page. We were obsessed with those guys.
So all this older music, it's so
That's
funny
cool.
that that shows that you guys are cooler than most. That you were like, because you would have been early high school. You said freshman.
Yeah.
So that's, that year after 2018, but you're talking about music from 20 years, 25 years earlier, and then like 40 years earlier, That's wild. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I just remember watching so many videos, being obsessed about who these people were and like what their lives were like. And like, I wanted to be like them.
Yeah.
I wanted to be up on stage. So like we would just come together and just talk about that stuff all the time. And then like we'd like research like different ways to like play music. Like I remember when he got his cello bow and he was like so excited for it
on the guitar.
He would use it for the guitar. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, well, that is cool.
Slide guitar and stuff like that. It was awesome. It was good times,
dude. So what was high school like then for you?
In retrospect, it was awesome.
Oh,
but like
okay.
During the time, probably if you asked me then, it probably wasn't that great. It was
interesting. So I'm curious. Yeah, you're gonna have to explain.
I don't know. Like,
Start with the retrospect. Like now that you look back on it, it was awesome. But so why define it for us that way, and then we'll go back to high school Jaxon and have him define it. Yeah.
All right. It was awesome because I like all my friends I still talk to. I met there like on my first day of school.
Oh,
like,
that's a
that
dream.
Is cool.
Yeah, it's like our school is really small. I think my graduating class was like 98 people, but like that's what was so great about it is like you knew everyone.
Right.
Like we still talk about this class freshman year, this math class that we had, where literally like every single person in that class I'm friends with. And it was
incredible.
Like we put that teacher through hell. Like it was. I feel bad for Mr. Coleman.
Coleman, Mr. Coleman. Sorry, bro.
Sorry
for having to live through that. But like you know, I've created so many bonds through that class, and just like I don't know, if I could go back, I totally would. Like it was so much fun.
So why do you think? Because interestingly, Caleb, you know, who went to the same school, he talks about how small it was, and to him, that was the worst part.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because he did know everybody, and everybody knew him, and he talked about how
wanting to get out,
wanting to get away from that as quick as he could. So why, like, forget Caleb, forget Nathan. Like, why was this so fun for you? What was fun about it? How did you make it fun? And you can be as real as you want to on here. I don't know what you were doing or whatever.
I mean, it was just like I wasn't really going there to learn. I was just like, all my friends are here. This is so much fun. I get to hang out with my friends all day.
Yeah.
And that was about it. Like I could care less about the classes at that point.
Yeah, the content. It was the people.
Yep.
But so many people go and they don't feel that connection with their classmates. So I'm trying to figure out, like, was it just maybe this? Because it happens this way too. Like being an educator, like you will have different groups that come through that are all together, you know, as they move through, and certain classes have bonds. They just have people that really pull people together. And then there are other classes where they just
super
never
disconnected.
Yeah. And so what is that it? Or like what caused this class to be so close?
I mean, like thinking in retrospect, it's so much better. Cause like during the time, like when you're younger, like you don't have adult problems, so you make everything else your problem.
Yeah, well, it's like the biggest problem to that point. So yeah, that makes sense.
Like I'm worried about my homework and like when I'm gonna see my friends outside of school and like what we're doing and like the inside the friend dynamics and like am I cool enough for them? But now it's just like I don't.
That's like small fries.
Yeah,
like,
I was just glad to be there now.
Yeah.
That's valid. That makes sense. I think so. What you're saying is like adult Jaxon with the perspective of what you now recognize as bigger problems looks back on that time and is like,
wish
dang,
I could go back because it was amazing.
But when you're there, to your point, it is real world problems when you're that old because you haven't had anything. So it is the heaviest thing you've ever carried to that point. So at the time, homework and all this stuff feels heavy. But now you look back, you're like, God, dude, we had it so good, so easy.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
Funny. That's wild. So you start playing an instrument or whatever, guitar, and you're hanging out with a guy who has a cello bow playing on a guitar. 9th grade, 10th grade, like, do you continue to just dive into music? Because, I mean, that's a big part of who you are now. And we'll get there in a second. But was that a big part? Or what were you doing? What were you into in high school?
I mean, the music was... this is like... so many people say this, but, like, it really was an escape for me. Because, like... I mean... Again, in retrospect... I understand why things were the way they were, like with my family life and everything. But like, then I was just like super frustrated with like how things were, and like, I didn't understand that like, you know, my parents are pushing me so that I'll become this better person later. I was just like, I want to chill and hang out all the time. Why are you making me do my homework, and why are you yelling at me because my grades are bad? But it makes sense now because like,
for sure.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I would just rather be playing music than like
doing math.
Yeah, doing math, especially math. I hated math. Oh my gosh.
So you're kind of suffering through these days. You get home from school, and are you and Nathan and maybe, you know, Joel, or like, who are you hanging out with in high school and making music with?
So I was pretty much Nathan, and then I was hanging out with this guy, Grayson, Amir, all people I still talk to. Gosh, I'm just like blanking right now.
Oh, dude, yeah, it doesn't. Nobody. It doesn't. The names don't matter. I was just curious, like. So when you say you're getting, are you guys just getting together and jamming? Are you trying to start bands? Are you playing gigs? Like, you know, what is happening?
Oh no, none of that.
Oh, okay.
I was garbage at this point.
Okay,
like playing like one string riffs.
Oh,
like,
okay.
That's
Got
it.
You. Yeah.
I was not very good, but I'm practicing every day. You know.
Okay.
Bouncing ideas off of Nathan and stuff like that. Just like goofing around, like we would just go out to eat and just do dumb stuff, like nothing like super high intelligence
or
sure. We're just like
necessarily.
For sure, no productivity except for like music, and that's it.
Yeah.
And like occasional homework.
Okay. Occasional.
And then I remember, so it sounds like were grades like this struggle, like academically? Was that a thing? Were your grade? How were your grades during that time?
I'm not gonna say they were like abysmal. Like I was passing. But like, sometimes barely.
Yeah.
But like, as somebody who was like just coming off of my ADHD meds in high school, I was like trying to figure out how to like pay attention in class. But it's so hard when like I said, my entire class is filled with my best friends.
Yes. Yeah.
So like you know, we're throwing stuff at each other while the teacher's writing on the board and like just goofing off, like getting absolutely nothing done.
Yeah. Classic high school movie scene.
Oh yeah,
kind of
seriously,
stuff. Yes.
like pretty stereotypical high school like goober experience. Like just goofing off all the time.
But then I remember near the end of your high school career, Nathan, I think he got involved with the tennis team or something like that, and then you ended up jumping on and doing track, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like I remember you starting to run and all of this stuff, and I remember this weight dropping off of you. You kind of had this big weight loss kind of time there, I think. Was that senior year? Like, I don't know. Talk about that,
it
that
was senior
season.
Year.
What changed that led you from, you know, like guitar mess around, hang around behind whatever Harris Teeter at night kind of person to like, I'm going to try out and suffer through track?
Yeah. There's two reasons really. As I've thought about it. Number one, there's this dude named Tim, and I hope he sees this because I haven't told him yet, but like he used to be a lot bigger than me and I was a big kid. And, you know, like it's a small school. So like everybody knows he's the bigger guy. He's the biggest guy or whatever. And like to make myself feel better about me being big, I would poke fun as well. Well, I think this was junior year. And then over the summer, he worked his ass off and came back skinny. And I was just like mind blown. Like you can do that. Like that's something
that's an option.
Do? Yeah. Right. Like what, what you can do that. So like, I just remember seeing that and just feeling so guilty after like, you know, poking fun at him. And then here I am still this big kid and I haven't done anything towards it. And look at this guy. And I was like, all right, I have to do something about this. And then the second reason, which is probably like, I don't know, for most dudes, I feel like this is the motivation, is a girl.
Yeah. I knew it.
So I was like,
I knew it too.
I felt it.
Yeah, I felt it.
I was like, all right, I cannot be this big, dude. Like something's got to change. So there's this girl on the track team that I liked, and she was like constantly trying to get me to join. So I was like, fine. And then I got one of my other really good friends to join. So again, we're just goofing off the whole time.
Oh yeah,
while working out, and it was awesome. And then I remember I joined first, and I was doing shot put and discus, and then Amir joined, and our coach was like, you can't do discus yet, like you don't know how to. And then Amir was like freaked out, like I'm throwing this thing. And then he threw it, and then my coach comes around the corner and he was like, Amir, that was awesome, dude. And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, like I have to do better than him. So it was just like
I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
I'm super competitive.
Let's run with it. Let's keep going. Keep
like
talking
I just remember being like, all right, this is my guy. Like we're competing now through our friendship, we're going to compete and become better.
Yeah.
And I just remember immediately after that, I was like, all right, I'm going to be better than this guy. and my coach was like, go run 3 laps. And I was like, I'm running 10. And I did that. And then I came back and I was just like kind of looked at a mirror. I was like,
yeah, what you
like
got, bro?
It's on. And then from then on, we were just like going as hard as possible, like pushing each other. And me and him still go to the gym, and he pushes me hard.
That's
like
awesome.
Whenever we go. And I love working out with Amir because I know he's always going to push me.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
So how does high school wrap up then? You obviously graduated.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I mean, or is that maybe not? Obviously.
No, I
did. You graduate? I
was just thinking about like how it ended with COVID and everything.
Oh gosh,
right.
That's right. Talk about that. Was that your senior year?
Yeah,
COVID?
But it wasn't like during the dead middle of it. Like we still had class.
Okay.
But this was when
like the year after.
Yeah.
Like 2021. Did you graduate?
Yeah, I remember my junior year. I remember the week where they were like, all right, we're going to have like a week off of school and then we'll be back. And then they was like, all right, we're not coming back. And then my senior year, they started hosting classes again, but it was all like, there were like 10 people in the class.
Right.
And they had to be like super far apart. And then, like remote learning started happening.
Right.
And I live with my mom, which was like 45 minutes away. So I was like, why am I going to school when I can just do this at home?
Yeah.
So like I never went to school.
So you just chose to do remote learning?
Yeah. Like I would still hang out with all my friends. I'd come down here for church and hang out with all the guys in the small group. Because, I mean, that was a huge part. I don't know how I just skipped over that, but the small group was a huge part of my life then.
Yeah, that's a group of guys. You guys were really tight. And you had 2 leaders who were just amazing guys, still are just absolutely amazing guys,
really
and PJ and Gordon. And it's like, so yeah, that's right. And so you're hanging out with all these guys, and there's some really cool guys in that group too, like that I still keep in touch with and things like that. Obviously something lit up in you when you're thinking about that. What was it about this group of guys that made it different? Because I mean, not everybody who listens to this is going to be a church person.
Yeah.
And like, and this is like, not a religious organization or podcast or anything like that, but that's a big part of your story, obviously, the way you lit up. So what was different about this group of guys that made it different maybe even than this group you had at your school and stuff like that?
I think the main difference was just like a sense of like belonging. And I know a lot of people say that. It's like, I felt like I belonged with my friends at school, but like, it was like I belonged to the shenanigans that we were doing. Like, it wasn't like anything of substance.
Okay,
I wasn't like doing anything to like build my character up or whatever. But like meeting these guys, like Colton and Zane were already friends. And I was like, I just saw them talking, and PJ, and they were like talking about sports all the time, which is actually how I got into basketball so much. Because I was like, how am I going to connect with these guys? And I just started watching basketball and like learning literally everything I could so that I could talk to them and like be involved. Because I was already involved with music and everything, so I was cool with Nathan and Joel.
Yep.
And I don't know, I was just like super drawn to like how close everybody was, even though there was like, for lack of a better term, like a disconnect between like, there's Nathan who liked music and didn't know anything about sports, and then there's these guys who didn't really know much about the music we listened to but love sports. But they still got along together. And
that's so true. There was that's so true between you and Joel.
Are like that, like when 2 people who think completely different thoughts can like come together and like bond on different things. It's so cool.
It is so cool.
Yeah.
And yet you're so right, because like the 3 of you guys were and still are. I mean, that's such a huge part of who you are now. Again, we're working our way there, is music. And then these other guys, all they talked about, and even particularly with like Colton, it's all they did. Colton was he was planning, if COVID didn't happen, he was like, looked like he was going to be playing football for Duke. You know what I mean? Like that's where he was headed and had already gone on his visit and on the sideline for games and stuff. And has even now he's pursuing a coaching career and is on the sideline for Virginia Tech, and he's doing such cool stuff. And so it's like, I don't know, it really is this very going back to that like classic high school, like, scene. It would be 2 very different lunch tables, right?
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like that kind of a thing. But here you guys were, and the fact that you were being real and you guys somehow found this space to care about each other and be open and honest with each other, you all belonged.
Yeah, that's what I think was most important, is that everybody in that room was like sometimes a little too honest about, what's going on in their lives.
Yeah.
It's just like, how can you not be invested in each other's lives when you're hearing about all the stuff that's going on?
So going back, I mean, do you attribute that to Gordon and PJ? Like, was it the way they led the group? Like, why did that group, how did it get so open and vulnerable with each other?
Oh, yeah. Like, definitely with them, especially Austin, too. Like,
oh, yeah. Austin was in there, too. My boy, Austin.
I mean, it's so weird to think about. Austin's not, like, too much older than us.
No.
So, like, if you ask any of them, I think everyone was looking up to PJ and Austin as bigger brothers.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We think they're cool. It's cool not to smoke weed. It's cool to love God. It's cool to like be around this stuff. And we're all like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It was just so cool to have like
a
role model that like, I don't know, just is what you think of when you think of like a good person or like somebody who's going to strive to be better. And I don't know. It was just so nice to have that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
especially
makes
like
sense.
when we were younger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So this group is super meaningful. High school's coming to a close. You're running track for this girl, and because, you don't want to be the big guy at school. Yeah. And so back to that question. You did graduate? Like you did get your diploma and all that? I didn't want to assume. The way the face you made when we were talking about it. Didn't.
Might have just barely scraped by.
Bro,
but we got
trust
it.
me. I feel that. At 1.7, I barely got out alive.
I think I was about the
same. So I ended up, like, after school, I ended up going to community college. That was my only, I went and worked construction for 6 months is what I did.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was highly motivating.
I don't think I knew that.
Oh, yeah. I worked construction for 6 months.
I got to make sure I never do this ever again.
And by I don't know, it didn't take many weeks of those 6 months in before I was like, wow, this is really hard.
Yeah.
Pulling nails. And we were in a yard where all the materials from the job sites would come back, and we'd try and reclaim materials to use them on future job sites. So I'm literally pulling nails out of concrete form boards and all of that and stacking them. And
that sounds
it was not
awful.
awesome. And this is like North Central Florida summertime. So this was like, I'm just sweating balls like out there or whatever. It was not awesome. So anyways, and then the owner of the company would come on the job site, and he saw me the first time. And he's like, who are you? I'm like, how are you, sir? Ed Williams. And he's like, what the hell are you doing here? Aren't you going to college? What are you doing here? I'm like, I just wanted a job. And he's like, you don't need to be here. And he pulled me aside, and he's like, look around at these guys. He's like, is this the life that you want? It was wild. And I was
that is wild.
And I was like, I'm not sure. And he's like, listen, you need to go to school. The next time I come out here, you better not be here.
That's a hell of a thing.
It is quite a hell of a thing to be told.
That's like a movie scene.
It is like a movie scene.
Crazy.
And then he came back, and I was still working there like a month later.
And you're like,
and I was like, oh shit.
I thought you were going to not be here for a while.
And he did. He's like, I thought I told you that you better not be here. And so it all kind of was coming together, and I was talking with my mom, who went back and got her college degree after she was an adult and stuff like that. And and so I ended up with her using some money, and I ended up going to community college just because that was my only option with the 1.7. You know what I'm saying? But like, what did you do? Barely getting by out of high school. What happened after that? Because you were probably feeling a lot of the same things I was feeling. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to do this. What am I going to do?
Yeah. I remember just being so confused about what I wanted to do. Like, what I wanted to do during that time, like, I got like super religious. So I was
interesting.
I was like, I'm gonna go be a pastor.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
I don't think I even knew this.
But then I was like, maybe not. Maybe that's not for me. Or I can't exactly remember. Maybe I started going to community college to eventually get there. But I started, I think right after I started going to South Piedmont Community College. And then just to do like prerequisites.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like realized maybe that's not what I wanted to do. And then I started like, I was like a psych major for a little bit. And then I was like, this school sucks. I don't like it here. Maybe school's not for me.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. So real quick, before you go any further, what were you bumping up against that maybe made you feel like, I don't know if this is for me? Like,
what, like school? Or
in the school piece.
Okay.
School. It sounds like you're saying school maybe wasn't for you.
I just really did not like South Piedmont. And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, this is how every college is.
Okay, you just decided. And maybe South Piedmont's amazing, but your experience, no, shade on South Piedmont out there, anyone. But you were just, your experience wasn't killer there.
Yeah,
like, okay.
It was not my favorite.
Can you give some examples? Like, what didn't you like?
Well, in my head, I was like, all right, it says community college. So there's got to be community there. There's people I can meet.
Okay.
Absolutely
Socially
was not.
There's no social aspect because everybody's commuting in and all that.
Yep.
Interesting. I'd never put that together, the word community. I'd never thought about it that way. Yeah.
I just went to class. Everyone was silent, watching the teacher, and then we go home. And then I was like, this isn't... I was looking... In retrospect, I was looking for something a little more hands-on. Like, I wanted to be active in class and, engage in learning because I can't sit down and just listen for 3 hours. I can't do it. It's hard. I will zone out and start looking around and thinking about other stuff. And I guess during this time is when maybe I started getting some more adult problems, but it was still pretty juvenile stuff. So I was I just remember being super depressed, making myself depressed just because I was all right, this is how adult life is. I've just got to be sad all the time and things are just going to suck and I just have to deal with it.
And that's just what it means to be an adult.
Yeah. I was all right, this sucks, but I'll get through it.
So what made you think that?
What adult problems? Bills? What?
I got to go to school
out?
and do my homework and then I have to go work my job and help pay for stuff and just not stuff that's even remotely... I shouldn't have been freaking out about it, but I was.
No, I don't know. If that's all new to you, it feels like extra weight. It's your experience. And so, I guess I'm just trying to think this feeling of it being... Because based on the adults that I just heard you talk about, even PJ, Gordon, Austin, these people that are ahead of you, I don't see them as being, sad and bummed.
It's just gonna suck.
Adulthood is just the worst, And you even were looking up to them, and I'm wondering too when you say you maybe thought I might become a pastor, because Austin actually did end up going, and is still in Greenville as a pastor, and so, what gave you this impression? Was it just everyone else that you saw around you that adulthood was just supposed to be sad and a bummer?
Well, I think it was because both my parents were so far on the opposite side of extremes.
Oh, okay.
My mom was super loving and caring and would give me anything I wanted. She would do anything for me no matter what it took. And then my dad was hard ass, I got to prepare you for this world that's going to try to break you down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just thinking about it now, it's weird. It's this perfect yin and yang of extremes.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy to me now because then it was oh my God, I'm being pulled on both ends and I don't know what I should be doing and blah, 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 blah. But now it's just I really can come to appreciate how they brought me up and I feel so much more prepared because of just how things were.
You take pieces from both sides,
exactly.
right?
There's truth in both of those.
There's a middle there, probably.
Yeah.
And what I've yet to figure out is how I took. I'm not saying I'm not a perfect person by any means, or I haven't figured much of anything out really, but I don't understand how I figured out how to take some parts from my dad and some parts from my mom to find that balance. But I did somehow. I don't know.
Well, we'll go back because we haven't really heard much about your family. We kind of jumped in middle school where you met Nate, and then kind of this time around where we met you. Go back, are siblings? Talk about your parents. You know what I mean? Just real quick, how did you get to this place? And so maybe all this will start coming together, and we'll hear about what you're up to now.
Alrighty. Well, I'm an only child.
Okay.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So and my mom's this super, super caring, sweet person. So she's always reminding me I love you so much. I'll do anything for you. I'll die for you. And it's I love my mom more than anybody in the world now because I realize what she sacrificed for me to make me happy and try to push me to get to the right places in life. And then my dad is not quite the opposite of that, but like he was definitely harder on me. I remember like I would work construction with him all the time. So like he's like trying to teach me these life lessons and stuff like while we're on the job. And I'm just like, Dad, it's summer, it's hot. I want to go home.
Yeah.
Like I want to chill
How old are
out.
you when this is happening? Because it sounds like we just
man.
jumped like later. I imagine you're not elementary. Maybe you were elementary school working construction with your dad.
Well, when I was like
he wanted that way.
when I was like really young and my dad was still doing bread routes,
Okay.
he would pick me up from school and I'd go run bread routes with him for a couple hours and then we'd go home. And then in like, even through like middle school, he was pretty tough on me about grades. Grades were the thing that I was supposed to be held to this standard. And I never made it there because, again, I didn't care about school. I was like, I don't care much to be here. And as I mentioned before, like me and Nathan were the weird kids. So I was like not having the best time at school. Like I was getting picked on a little bit. So even more reason for me to not want to be there. And then like I would come home and then like they would like see I'd get my report card and they'd see my grades and they're like telling me like, come on, dude, you got to do better. Like I know you can do better. Like I believe in you and all this stuff. And I just remember being so overwhelmed from like not wanting to be at school, but being told I had to like perform to this degree. And I don't know, just.
So how old were you? I mean, it sounds like from in what I know that your parents are not together.
No, they're not.
But how old were you when they split, when they got a divorce?
I was like 3.
Okay,
like
so it was real
3.
young. So you don't even necessarily remember them together.
Not much.
But they were both living in this area. And so what was time like between the two of them? How much time would you spend with each of them? Who were you living with, I guess?
For a while, I would stay with my mom the majority of the time, and then I'd spend a weekend at my dad's. But then it switched to week on, week off. And then as I got older, I remember there being a period of time where like I wanted to stay with my dad way more than I wanted to stay with my mom. So I would stay with my dad for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time and then go stay with my mom for like 2 weeks and then.
So what happened? Because based on what you were just saying, like it sounds like that was a harder place to be as far as like getting the love and the affirmation. It sounds like what made you want to be with your dad more?
I went through this phase where I was like super obsessed with the military and like anything to do with it. My dad was
this during your swords and knives phase?
Oh yeah. my dad was in the Marine Corps, so
okay. This
I
is
was
all
like
making
super
a lot of
infatuated with that. I got super into politics and we would talk about it all the time. And then like it wasn't like every moment with my dad wasn't good. Like we would have great times together. Like we would do, I remember all the time we'd do bonfires outside and we'd have music and just like hang out.
That's
like
awesome.
That's amazing.
all day and all night. And then we'd go work together and he would teach me how to build stuff. And then me and Nathan would go build stuff in the woods, like with that knowledge.
So cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Knowledge.
With that knowledge.
We're like building a square.
Nathan,
like
check this out. I'm about to teach you something, bro.
Yeah. But I mean,
so was that around middle school? Was that legitimately around the knife and sword phase when you met Nathan? Okay, so this is right around middle school. You get like kind of like, dude, this sounds awesome. I'm going to be a Marine. I'm going to be tough like my dad. I'm going to learn. I know how to use my hands. All of this.
The first time Nathan came to my house, we were actually hanging out with my dad down in the basement, and we were making this trench club that I still have. And that my dad still keeps by the front door in case there's an intruder. He tells me all the time about it.
Yeah, tell us what a trench club is.
It's just this stick we made, and we put a bunch of nails in it.
Oh, whoa. So like a zombie apocalypse tool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And me and Nathan watched this one dude on YouTube who made like all kind of DIY weapons from home and stuff. So we were like, Dad, teach us how to make this. Like, help us.
He's like, I will prepare you.
Yep. And then during that time, my dad was like, he was like turned around or something, and there was like a beer on the fridge, and I was like, I like took a sip of it.
And is Nathan right there or not?
Yeah, Nathan was right
so
there.
Nathan's watching you do this.
like laughing.
Yeah.
And then my dad turns around, he's like, I'm gonna take this before Jaxon takes a sip of it. And me and Nathan mentioned that all the time.
Fell out.
And we were
Bro,
just
remember
like,
that time?
We were just like fell out laughing.
Oh, I bet.
And we would just do stuff like that all the time with my dad, just like a lot of like man things.
Sure. Yeah. These stereotypical, like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it shifted though. It sounds like then there was a season where you were back like with your mom more?
Yeah. Well, I remember where she was living. I hated that place.
Okay.
We were living, I can't remember exactly where, but it was a condo, and I just didn't really enjoy it there. So like I would be like, I'm gonna go stay over here. I get it must have been. I mean, it's got to be because Nathan was right down the road and we'd hang out all the time.
Oh, near your dad's place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And it was like nothing personal with my mom, and I honestly really regret it now because like
funny.
Now I know, like, after, having some adult conversations with my parents, I realized, like, what she was going through during that time. And it's like, I really wish I had stayed with her and spent more time with my mom.
Well, like, without going into what your mom said and, like, because she's not here to speak for her own story and all that stuff, but when you say adult conversations with your parents, like, for some people listening, what does that even mean? I mean, you talking, like, for the first time as an adult with an adult perspective, able to hear and ask questions about what were you dealing with at this time? Like, or describe, what do you mean by an adult conversation with your parents?
I mean, honestly now, like what I mean by adult conversations, like they've happened a lot more recently.
Yeah.
Like within the past year or so, where it's just like, I know who my mom is. She's going to love me unconditionally. So I will tell her anything because I know it's not going to change anything. And then I will always remember this conversation I had with Austin. He was like, if you ever want somebody to open up with you, you have to be willing to put yourself out there first. So like, that's always my prerogative, is to like make you feel comfortable by making myself uncomfortable. Like I will tell you everything about myself so that you will open up to me. Because it's like, I'm your son. I can't judge you. I'm not going to. I mean, I can, but like, I'm not going to. I'm got to give you the same love you've given me my whole life. So like,
that's big.
It's just, it would be like if, like me and Nathan are so close, like it's just like talking to him. Like I really just have the same openness with my mom and my dad.
That's
so
amazing.
So you were the one that kind of brought up all of the stuff. Like, what was it from your perspective back then, or was it her like bringing things up and you just feeling like you could be open with her because your relationship is so close?
I think it was more me, because for my whole life up until like recently, I was definitely like didn't want my parents involved in like my personal life and like what I was like doing, because like some of it maybe they wouldn't be so proud of, but like that's okay. Where they like, I feel like things that like sons and daughters forget about is like their parents were sons and daughters too.
Yeah, bro.
Like
crazy,
they were walking around doing crazy stuff at young ages as well. And like I love sitting down and talking to my mom about
the stuff she
just
did.
like crazy stuff she did or what my dad might have done. And it's just, it brings us so much closer together. And I love that.
Yeah. It's probably really cool for them too, to remember, oh, that's right, I was Jackson's age at one point.
Empathy for
yes, perhaps so. And then to hear them talk about it, maybe it humanizes it. They're not just like a parent who's like trying to come down on you. They're like a real life person who has a past and has things that shaped them as well. That's cool. So did you have, it sounded like, or at least you alluded to, maybe having also had some like grown up adult conversations with your dad. Did that happen as well?
Yeah. So me and my dad had a period where we didn't talk for like probably like 2 or 3 years. And that I was living in Columbia.
And this is after high school?
Yes.
Because I was like, I didn't know about this.
I went to college, didn't like that. And then I just spent some time like working, doing whatever, just like bull crapping around. And then one of my friends was like, I'm moving away. And I was like, okay, this is what adults do. They move away and they start their life and they grow and blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, this is what I need to do as a 19-year-old who knows nothing. So I did that. It sucked. I came back.
Where did you go?
I lived like right next to the big university in Columbia.
Oh, okay. So like you moved to near USC. University of South
I was
Carolina.
like 5 minutes away from.
Okay. Moved down there just to start your life. And you said you bull crapped around. Like what kind of jobs did you have during all that period?
I worked at Capital City Cycles.
Okay, like in a bicycle place? Is that
No,
what that
like
is?
motorcycles.
Oh, motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they love
Motorcycles.
to remind everyone that they have the biggest selection in all of the world.
Oh, okay. So largest motorcycle selection in the whole world.
The whole
So you worked in
world.
motorcycles.
Yep. Getting paid terribly
Oh,
and
okay.
doing like a ton of hard labor, just like pushing motorcycles around all day and like cleaning motorcycles, releasing them to customers. I hated it, but like I had to do it to pay rent.
Sure.
So
were
it
you
is what
living
it is.
alone? Did you find a roommate down there? What did you do?
I lived with I had 3 roommates, but only one other guy lived with me because
Okay.
the other guy like backed out at the last second, but he still paid rent.
Whoa, no way. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I was like,
Oh, that's
what are you thinking,
crazy.
dude? But like, thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was a interesting situation. The only thing I got a lot of stuff out of living in Columbia. I learned a lot of
I
hard,
bet.
hard
I'm
lessons.
sure you did.
But I got into motorcycles a lot, which is something I still enjoy. Like I still have my motorcycle and I drive around all the time. But what led me to leave Columbia, I got in my first relationship and it was like really bad breakup, whatever. Didn't have fun there, and then I was like, all right, I need to go home. Like I need to go see my mom and like hug my mom and like
Aw.
see my friends. Because like I hadn't seen Nathan and David and Jordan and all those guys and the whole time I've been down there. Like I would come back every once in a while and see them, but
How long were you in Columbia?
like 10 months. Like, I
Okay.
didn't even make it a year. But
Okay.
like I continued to pay rent, whatever. I was
Yeah.
like,
Finish
I
out
just
your
got to
lease.
get out of here and go back home, which I'm so glad I did.
So did you
'cause-
move back
Yeah.
in with your mom?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is where me and my dad reconnected.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
Cool.
hey, Dad, I know it's been like 3 years. Can I come live with you? It was super awkward, but like he was super just happy to hear from me and have
I'm sure.
me back in his life. And we talked and just
How did you get up the guts to make that
I
call?
know.
That's what I'm
That'd be
thinking
so
about.
nerve-wracking.
I had to. There was no other choice in my head.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah. I went to my dad's. Yep. Because I forgot I forgot I lived with David for a little bit before I
okay.
went to Columbia. That's while I was in college.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're going to community college, living with David. He's working. He's been working right out of
Yes.
high school. He just started
He's
working.
been working forever.
Yeah.
And then I went to Columbia, and then I came back, and I was like, hey, Dad, I need somewhere to stay. Like, I'll pay rent. I'll do whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have a job. I actually worked with Jordan for like 2 years.
Like cooking?
Yeah, we worked at the same country club. I just left.
Okay.
Now I work with David,
No
which
way.
is super cool.
That is cool.
Um,
Because without naming any businesses, but does David still work for like that retirement assisted living community?
Yeah.
No way. That's crazy. So you're working with all these elderly people?
Yeah. And it's actually
So fun.
super cool, like how it's bridged into like where I'm at right now. Like I want to do nursing and stuff, and I'm in school and they have a nursing thing there. So like, I'm kind of hoping like, you know, once I finish this last prereq, I'm going to start my CNA, and then I'll just like switch over and be a nurse there. Cause
Cool.
I love talking to the old people there.
I
They're
love old
awesome.
people too.
So we're big fans. I mean,
Big
we are
fans.
like, so Up, that whole first, I mean, that was one of my
Love old
favorite
people.
Disney movies. But bro, so you walk in there day one with these double piercings out of your nostril, your septum
is-
piercing. Like, did they say anything?
It's crazy to me. They don't care. They just come up
That's
to me and talk to me all the
amazing.
time. I'm like, honestly, really surprised.
Maybe they can't see.
And
Just
there's-
kidding.
They obviously can't see what you look like. They'd be freaked out is what Kelly means by that.
I mean,
No,
that's
but
got to
I'm
be.
just
But I'm
That's
actually
gotta
just
be part
shocked
of it.
because I mean these are like the boomer generation that everybody talks
Seriously.
about
they're
dog on
so,
the young
like-
people or whatever, and here you
Yes.
walk in metaled, you know, from head to
Yep.
toe, and so like, and they just don't even mention it, or do people say, "Oh, I like those things in your nose"?
They don't say.
They don't say a word
thing.
about it.
Nope.
Aw,
And they
I
come
love
up to me
that,
and talk.
actually.
They're like, oh, you're new here. I don't know you. What's your name? Where are you
Aw.
from? And I'm just like, oh, I've been here for like 3 weeks. It's so nice to see y'all here. Like, thank you for coming in tonight. I'm glad I could serve you. And then they just walk off. And it's really amazing to me how well they remember my name. I'll meet them one time and they'll just come up, hey, Jaxon, how are you doing? I'm like, dude, I don't know
That's
you.
so sweet.
Like, I'm not.
Dude,
Oh
you
my
were
totally
just
don't
you were just
remember 'em.
destroying stereotypes right now.
Yeah.
Like
I love
around
it.
like the judgmental kind of part, like around the memory part. Vision. Like, you, man, these old people are way cooler than we ever thought.
They really are cool people.
No, they're amazing.
There's this one dude, Mr. Osborne, who he's like, we talk about God all the time. He prays for me like while I'm working. Like, he will come up to me, he'll be like, come here, and he's like holds my hands and starts praying for me.
Oh my gosh.
It's just so interesting. Because like he's like this 80-year-old man.
Yep.
And
I love that.
He's got me in his prayer journal and like prays for me every night for good rest and prosperity and stuff. And he like wants me to join this study with him. And I'm like, dude, like this is crazy. Like,
well, because he's looking at you and you're spawn of Satan and he must save you. Like,
I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
I'm praying for that devil boy over there.
Yeah, this poor soul. We gotta set him free.
No, man, that's beautiful. Like, I'm literally got tears in my eyes, like thinking about Mr. Osborne.
Really,
like,
really sweet.
you're like, I
love Mr. Osborne.
Mr. Osborne, it's so good to see you. Thank you for those prayers. I'll be right with you, Miss Edith. He's praying for me. I'll serve you some food here in a second. That's really, really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you go back, you have this conversation with your dad. Did you guys have, did you have a similar conversation with your dad that you had with your mom about where he was and what he was like when he was young and before Marines?
That definitely took a lot longer.
Yeah.
To get through, because as I've said, my dad is a stony individual who I don't think it's out of like disdain or like malice that it's hard for him to apologize. I think it's hard for him to admit to somebody else that he's done wrong. And I personally have felt that before. Like, it's hard to apologize and take accountability, because then it makes what you did more real. But we eventually did have that conversation, and it healed a lot of stuff between us. And now, awesome. I mean, not everything's perfect, but like, I love my dad, and we still have good conversations. And we haven't had an issue in years. And like, we talk about motorcycles, and he was actually just helping me on my motorcycle this morning before I came here. And I don't know, it's just nice to not feel like I'm walking around on eggshells and like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just a weight off my shoulders. And they're like, so much of how he treats me now is like motivation for like why I feel like like nursing is the right thing to do, and like why I have to do this. 'Cause like, my mom's given me so much and my dad's given me so much. I have to put myself in a position where I can give back to them. Like, I just have to. Like, they've given me everything. For me, I think it would be unfair to not give back. And I tell them this, and they're like, no.
Yeah,
you don't
have
to give us anything.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
weren't doing it to get anything back. Their parents.
Yeah, but it's like, you guys have given me everything. Like, I have to give you something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, it's mind-boggling the 180 my dad has taken. It's crazy.
So what do you attribute that to? Making peace with you? Do you think you opened a space for him to talk about things maybe he hadn't? Because you say like, apologizing is maybe difficult for him. But like, what examples? Where would someone learn something like that? You have to learn these things.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you think about this, whoever he was as a young man going into the Marines or whatever, we'll train you to kill a man with your hands, kind of a thing, and then build a trench club. And so he has all of these things, right? And he's imparting this sword and knife love and all, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's been his world and his economy, his like social, cultural economy. What was his family life like? Like, where would he have learned any of that stuff? And then you come in, and did he lead the way? Did you lead the way? Did it just kind of happen, like, to have this conversation where you feel like things were made right? Like, how did it ever get to that place? I
mean, I couldn't tell you. Like, I struggle to understand how things are now. But
so there wasn't even a moment necessarily. It just over time just became this.
It's
way.
like a gradual thing.
Interesting. Okay.
I think right after we had a big argument that led to us not talking for a while, and then he had a massive heart attack and almost died.
Wow.
And I was just kind of desensitized to it because of the events that had taken place.
Yeah.
And I think it just showed him that he's immortal. Like, he's a mortal person, and
Yeah.
this stuff is not going to be here forever. And I don't know, his heart has softened so much since then, and I don't know. I struggle to understand. I really do, because like,
I mean, having a heart attack and like that will keep you thinking like you've got to treasure your people and you got to treasure your days and all of those things. So
perspective,
I can totally see how that would soften him up a little bit.
And I mean, things are so great now. Like, this year has been the best, by far the best year I've ever had in my life. Like, things are just going so well now, and it's, I just don't understand it. Like, I don't know why things are the way they are right now. I just pray and thank God for everything that's going on, and things just kind of keep going right.
But I see you, but it's interesting. The reason I asked you to be on the podcast, like we've run into each other a few times over the past year. You came to a few of our citywide events or whatever. And so around these mental health topics, and all of you guys are back there in the back, it's such a fun thing to be around you. Yeah. The other night we had this big dinner or whatever, and like you couldn't be there, but we understand why. But like, it was so fun to be around Jordan and Nate and all these guys and to have dinner and just such a cool group of guys. But we've kept in contact here and there, and I've watched your stories. I see your stories and stuff like that. And I just watched you recently, all these pictures in the gym. And then last year when you were coming to the events, you were talking about how you kind of hadn't smoked or drank or any of this stuff in a while. And you were kind of taking this turn, and you and Nate both seem like you're on this journey recently, with I don't even know how many months, but at least the last 6 months, where this kind of hard turn towards what appears to be health, like some of these decisions around physical health, and as far as substances are concerned, stepping away from. You posted on your story really publicly that you had been, no substances for some period of time. I don't even remember, but man, I mean, it's not like it's just happening. Like just accidentally. It seems like you have made some very conscious decisions. Choices. Yes. And so talk about that for a second. What led to you walking away from those things that, you were doing before into this season of health that you are now literally saying out loud, man, I don't know what's going on, but things are going so good.
Yeah. Like, I kind of know how it happened, but
so talk about that.
Well, I decided like I wanted to go back to school. And so I was like, this is still how I see it. Like, for as long as I'm smoking and drinking and doing things that are going to prevent me from getting to my goals, it's just going to keep pushing things farther and farther and farther away. And I don't want to be stuck somewhere I don't want to be. Because, like, no shade to any of these people, but, like, when I've been working in kitchens for the past 5-6 years. So, like, and I see how staying there changes people, and I don't want, that's just not for me. I don't want to be in the kitchen. And it's fine if that's what you want to do. I tried doing the kitchen thing. I didn't really like it. I was like, maybe this isn't for me. And then I thought about like, all right, what do I want to do? And I don't know what it was that just like clicked. I was like, all right, I'm going to go do nursing. I was like, I've got to quit smoking for that. Can't be doing that. So,
because I mean, was that a drug? They drug test you there, or you just thought this is like I can't just show up high?
Both of those. Like, they're gonna drug test me, and it's like, if I make a mistake as a nurse, like people can die. And then that's on me. So, like I need to be in the best right mind, the best mental, physical state I can be in to like make sure that I'm performing at as well as I can. And then, as far as the gym, like, I don't know, man. Like, something just lit up in me, and I was like, I just fell in love with the gym. Like, I love going to the gym.
You said you and Amir, like he's pushing you,
bro.
Yeah, this competition, but maybe man, I don't know what you're feeling and experiencing, but maybe there's something that's rewarding in that aspect.
Absolutely.
But I mean, bro, from the guy who was the big guy in high school, or whatever, or a big guy in high school, to be a guy who it seemed like just a couple weeks ago had your shirt off on your story, like flexing out, or whatever after one of your workouts. That's a pretty big change.
And I mean, yeah, it is. I like to show other people that you can do it. Like it's possible. It's really not that hard if you just, I don't know, put your mind to it. I know it's like literally everybody says that about everything. You can just do it if you put your mind to it, but it's true.
But crazy, it's just true.
But it's like, what changed though? Because I mean, like, why couldn't 17 or 18-year-old Jaxon hear this, but 23-year-old Jaxon is able to do it?
It's like when I stopped smoking, I just woke up one day and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can pass a drug test. Like I can really do whatever I want now. Like there's nothing holding me back. So I'm gonna go do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And just competing with Nathan and Amir in the gym constantly, like especially like seeing myself like watching the physical progress.
Sure. Yeah.
Of like hitting PRs every week and being like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like it's doing this actually does something. Like it's not bullshit.
Yeah.
To like actually put in work and you see it physically happen.
Yeah. Dude, so it's so funny. Like physiologically, obviously your body's changing, but you know, your brain is changing too. Like that, you know, you think about prefrontal cortex development and people joke about that all the time. And literally my daughter, Lily, who you know, is like, she's told me like recently, she's like, I can feel my prefrontal cortex changing. And she'll tell Annie, like, don't worry, Annie, your prefrontal cortex will develop and you'll care about this. But this connection to what I'm doing now and what you want most in the future, you know, like you do those things, that ability to see the future certainly is part of it. But then also, man, to go on a difficult journey. I mean, you've been through some tough stuff and you've gone out and done some things and had to survive and learn some things and understood. I guess you've learned some compassion and empathy even for your parents, these authority figures. Like so many things have shifted and changed. But yeah, it's beautiful to see, honestly. And so I was pumped for you, you know, and that's why I was like, we should have Jaxon on the podcast, dude. Because we'd see you guys last school year at these events, and we were just so excited to be around you.
We
and
could tell that you were thriving,
yes,
honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
and we're like, man, we need to have him come on and talk about this. And so what is Jaxon's life look like right now? You're in classes, you're going to the gym. What about, are you playing music? Because I mean, you still very much have the metal look, and I know like you were like describe for people what kind of a band that you have been in or are in or whatever. Because I mean, dude, no one's gonna be surprised. But like, talk about that.
Just like the heaviest stuff you could possibly imagine.
Yeah,
is what I like.
And then you are off in the front, man. Like you're on the mic.
Yeah, I was
singing, screaming, guttural, like whatever.
Guttural, I hate that word.
Like, I mean, that's the type of vocal, right? I mean, like, is there a band that people might know or could look up, or can they hear your music? Are you on Spotify?
No,
like
I was in a band very briefly, but I had to focus on school and stuff.
Okay.
Other things became more important.
Yeah.
I just
Stop
couldn't.
distracting them from
No, but I do want to hear about the music. So as far as music, so people, if they want to know what kind of stuff, is there a band that would be the closest to the sound you guys were going for that you really look forward to?
I could go on.
Okay, just give us one.
About bands.
Give us one. Or two.
Acacia Strain.
Okay, Acacia Strain.
Whitechapel.
Okay, so go listen to that album on Spotify, Acacia Strain. Okay, and then they will have an idea of what kind of music you're into and what you sounded like. Okay, very cool. So now you don't do that much now?
Oh no, I still play guitar all the time. And I do vocals just for fun. Like I just like to do it.
So just on your own, are you recording it, or what are you doing?
I'm planning on doing a vocal cover soon. So I might do that, and then I still do guitar stuff. Like I have a couple like riffs that I'm trying to turn into songs, and we'll see what happens.
So still writing a little bit, doing some music.
But like a lot of my time is taken up by work and school and the gym. Yeah. So it's like I don't, as much as I love music and it's always going to be a part of me forever. Like I don't know. I just don't think the time is right now.
Yeah, how it fits
to
right now.
Focus on it specifically.
Yeah,
but like I still play a couple times a week. I just got like a new giant stack, so like I have a 412 cab.
Okay, cabinet.
Cool.
So this is all these speakers. And is that 4 12-inch speakers in a cabinet?
I have like a giant speaker now.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
And then, so what what do they call it? The head? Like what is the thing that sits on top?
It's a head.
Oh, the head. So what brand is?
I have a 5150 lunchbox.
Okay.
Which is like the smaller version.
Okay.
And then there's like a bigger version. I have the smaller one.
That's funny. So that dumb band that we were in, back then Marshall was the amp and the head and all of that you wanted. And so it's all kinds of different names and brands out now. But that's cool. Okay. And so what's next?
Right now I'm just grinding out school.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I'm thinking by next year I'll finally be out of the kitchens, and I'm going to transfer over and start doing CNA stuff, and then I'll apply to the nursing program at CPCC.
Killer.
Which I'm a little nervous about because you have to take this big like SAT type test.
Yep.
That's super scary. But you get to try it as many times as you want, so I guess I'll just keep trying until I get in.
That's awesome.
But I'm in anatomy class right now. Like I had class this morning. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. Like that's
cool. I didn't expect you to say. I didn't expect that sentence to end that way.
So much fun.
That's what's so gratifying about this, and why I think this is what I should be doing. Number one, I pray about it all the time. I'm like I'm in a Bible study group with Nathan, and then this other guy that I've known since kindergarten. We pretty much became friends because we both worked at where me and Jordan used to work. And I was just like looking around, and I looked over, and he was right there, and I was like, Will? And he was like, Jackson? And then we just like hugged it out, and then we are best friends now. We're about to go do a whole bunch of stuff together. And we're in this Bible study group, and we just talk about God and stuff, and like
life.
Like where we pray a lot specifically about like God showing us signs of what we should be doing, and like and like more deciphering the signs. Sometimes it's really difficult. Sometimes.
Oh yeah. I would
especially when you're like, I really want this one thing to happen, and then you get a really clear sign saying maybe you shouldn't do that, and I'm like, I still really want to do that. And you just kind of have to swallow your pride and do what you know is right rather than what you want to do. But like I feel like all the signs are pointing towards doing this because like I just enjoy it so much. Like last week we dissected brains, and it was like so awesome. It was so cool to just
that is cool.
Yeah. Like see everything we're learning about right in front of me.
And it's so metal.
Yes.
It's hands-on.
Yes. That's exactly what I was looking for when I went to college the first time, was that hands-on experience, and now I'm getting it, and it's like my classes are like 3 hours long, but I'm locked in the whole time. Like,
that's cool.
Enjoying it.
That's amazing.
Which is crazy to me. Like me enjoying school, I never would have
thought. Yeah. So, man, as we wrap this up, like, what is the thing like that you feel like you've learned? Because, I mean, you've talked about a lot of stuff, but I'm wondering if you can kind of spell out for someone at least, or distill it, down to something. What's something you've learned that you feel would be helpful for other people, or maybe anyone listening? Like, what's one of your big takeaways?
Keep the people who are going to challenge you the closest to yourself. And just spend as much time with them as you can and bounce ideas off of them. Be open to change. I know that's hard.
Yeah, scary.
Yes, very scary. I feel like trusting my gut has gotten me pretty far these past couple years. Just like people are telling me like, this thing's never going to happen. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I've really got this just feeling about it. So I'm going to do it. And then somehow it's just been working out for me. So, but I feel like the main thing is stay around people who are going to challenge you and like build you up, and find a good accountability partner.
So when you like, how do you identify those people? Just real quick. I mean, that may be, digging into something here at the very end, but I'm just curious, like there are people that will challenge you, how do you pick the right you know what I mean? The right people. How did you pick the people? Was it the way that they were living?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think this guy knows his Nathan, man. Like he's always been there, and it wasn't hard for me to have to pick because he's always been there, and it's like.
But he's also someone you've done some stupid shit with.
Oh yeah.
So what I mean is like, so history isn't necessarily, it's just worked out beautifully that Nathan is also having this metamorphosis at the same time you are. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just, so history is a part of it, someone you can trust who's always been around.
Yeah.
Is there any other criteria that you would recommend?
I'm glad you brought that up because it's like, it's not everyone that you've always been around is going to be a perfect example of what you're going to become and like, you know, growth. But I don't know. For me, it's just kind of the people I've been in competition with. It's just like, all right, I see this guy doing something good, so like I'm gonna surround myself around those type of people who are doing things that are taking their lives to the next level. So I'm like, all right, I got to do what they're doing so I can move forward. Maybe not exactly the same thing because you know we're all different. Like I definitely had periods where it's like, I'm going to do exactly what this person is doing. But it took me a while to figure out, you know, I'm my own person and I have my own path.
It's not going to work for you necessarily, right? And that's cool. Bro, you've been so vulnerable on here. Like, I know that you were nervous about coming on here or whatever, like to be on a podcast, be recorded and all of that. But I hope that it was like at least easy for you. It was felt so easy for us to sit and chat with you. And I can't thank you enough for being so honest and answering these questions.
I can't thank y'all enough for having me on here.
Oh,
like,
dude, it's so cool.
The fact that y'all think I have anything intelligent to say is
man,
crazy to me.
Bro, your life is speaking to
ridiculous.
You're living differently now than you were. And I mean, I think that's our dream for any of these episodes is there might be something that someone hears that enables them to make the moves that allow them to thrive.
There's so many evolutions in your story too. Like it's not a linear timeline. Like I did this and then I did this and then this worked out and this didn't. Like it is like
spaghetti
all over the place, and it's amazing. Like all of these things have kind of led you to where you are, and you're doing nursing now, and like, but you're adaptable. So like, if that's not working, then like we pivot and like that feels like part of your unique story, and I feel like everybody can learn something from that. Like you don't have to be stuck in whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where I felt stuck, and I'm just like, all right, I've got to do something different.
Yes.
I love that, man. Jaxon, you're awesome. Thanks for coming on.
You guys are awesome. I love you guys a lot.
I love you, buddy. All right, that's it.